Hi, everybody. This is Gad Saad. I'm delighted to let you know that I'll be hosting a symposium on evolutionary consumption at the John Molson School of Business at Concordia University on October 5th, Friday, October 5th. 7 speakers are confirmed. Let me just go through them for you. David Buss, who is one of the pioneers of evolutionary psychology and probably the best known evolutionary psychologist who studies human mating. You might want to check out his book, The Evolution of Desire. I also delighted to report that Doug Kenrick, who's another of the true giants of evolutionary psychology, he's at Arizona State University. He'll be also speaking at the symposium. Then we have Marty Hazelton, who is a former doctoral student of David Buss, who's now a professor at UCLA. At one point, she was the editor of Evolution and Human Behavior, the premier journal for evolutionary behavioral scientists. And she has a new book out, and we'll actually be holding a chat the day after the symposium, Marty Hazelton and I, which I'll then post on my YouTube channel, The Sad Truth. Then there is Tripat Gill, who is a former student of mine, and I've published many papers with Tripat. He was the first of my students to be bold enough, intellectually risky enough to join the GAD evolutionary consumption train. So he'll be here. Then there is Tobias Otterbring, who is a professor at Aarhus University in Denmark. He is the guest editor of a special issue of the journal Business Research, which is affiliated to the symposium. The special issue is on, applying biological-based approaches to study consumer behavior. He was kind enough to invite me to be an editor on that special issue, and I had regrettably declined his wonderful invitation because I didn't have enough time. But I'm glad that we were able to do this symposium. So there is David Buss, Doug Kenrick, Marty Hazelton, Tripat Gill, Tobias Otterbrung, and last but not least, Jeffrey Miller. Jeffrey Miller and I go back a long time. I think we probably communicated first maybe in 2001. Jeffrey Miller, by the way, has been on my show, as has David Buss. He's someone who's written, he's got some great books, The Mating Mind. He's also got a book, Spent, that looks at the intersection of evolutionary psychology and some issues in consumer behavior. And then of course, I'll also be speaking at the conference or symposium. So this is a really stellar group of folks. If you are in the area, please come by. I don't have yet the final schedule, but once I do, I'll certainly circulate it on my social media. So again, October 5th, Evolutionary Consumption Symposium. For those of you who don't know what evolutionary consumption might mean, it simply means applying evolutionary biology, evolutionary psychology, basically applying evolutionary principles to the study of consumer behavior. And as many of you who follow my work know, I define consumer behavior very broadly. So it's not just, consuming Starbucks and consuming McDonald's, but much of what we do is consumatory in nature, including our marriages and the religious narratives that we consume and our friendships. All of these have inherent elements of consumer behavior as part of the defining rituals of these relationships. So looking forward to seeing all these wonderful scholars, hanging out with them. And so make sure, if you're in the neighborhood, to come out. I'll also be trying to tape the full event, and hopefully we'll have better success in terms of taping this event than we did for the last one. Some of you might remember I organized and hosted a mini summit on wellness, the marketing of health. This was back in April with Michael Sagner and Robert Lustig. I've posted all of those talks on my channel, but the audio was quite poor. So hopefully those technical difficulties will be solved this time around. So have a great weekend, everybody. Very much looking forward to this event in 2 weeks, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.